Hello and welcome back again with another episode of IELTS speaking mock test from jumpinto.com. I am Rajendra Pokhrel and I am currently on day 5 streak of taking an IELTS speaking mock test from jumpinto.com. And let's start today's speaking mock test. So you will hear the questions from my laptop speaker and the response from me. The first section is about holidays and you will hear the question right now.
Do you prefer spending holidays with friends or with family?
I prefer spending holidays with my friends more than families, because with my friends I can chill out with them. I can share what I feel about the present context of politics, my nature, and my uh, mm, likes and dislikes with them. But uh, saying so, I do like to spend sometimes with my families also, and that spending time with my families will helps me to get together with them and get along with them for the betterment of myself.
What kind of holiday accommodation do you like to stay in?
Question again.
What kind of holiday accommodation do you like to stay in?
Well, I prefer to stay in the um, like a remote places where there is no sound of busy streets and car honks and other transportation sounds and machineries running day and night. I like a quite a peaceful environment, which is like we can be the riverside, lakeside, or any, yeah, over top of the mountain. I like to stay with nature during my holidays and embrace the beauty of nature.
What plans do you have for your next holiday?
Well, I'm planning for next holiday in coming February, and I'm planning to visit Pokhara again. I visited Pokhara 2 to 3 months ago, but I plan to visit again because I have missed so many beautiful treasures of Pokhara like Fewa Lake and the Bat Cave and other like snowy mountain of the Mount Annapurna and other. Likewise, I like to visit the largest statue from the Nepal of Lord Shiva, which is at Pumdikot, and yeah, I'm planning to visit Pokhara for the next holiday.
What plan? Is your city or region a good place for other people to visit on holiday?
My city isn't the best place to visit for holidays, but I will say there are quite some famous places that you can visit if you have some spare time on your trip to Dang Valley. Here you can see a um, cave which is at a walking distance of around 2 to 3 hours from the main city. Other than that, you can visit the um, Shiva's temple, which is also located at 2 to 3 hours of drive from the main city. Other than that, there are 2 to 3 lakes which are astonishingly beautiful, and you can see. And so we are moving on to section 2 of IELTS speaking. And for this section, I need a pen and paper, and I haven't. And I have to take a pen. The question for section 2 of IELTS speaking mock test is about a car journey you made that took longer than expected. The question is about describe a car journey you made that took longer than expected. You should say where you were going, who you were with, and how you felt during the journey, and explain why this car journey took longer than expected. Where were you going? Okay. Well, a recent. Okay, let's hear the question again.
All right, let's move on to part two. You'll have 1 minute to prepare for this section. And after that, you need to speak.
Well, I recently made a journey from Dang to Kathmandu, the capital of Nepal, with my parents and my little brother. We went there to pick up my sister, who had just returned from her foreign flight. She was returning from Australia on a Dasai and Tiyar vacation. Dasai and Tiyar is the main festival of we Hindu people here in Nepal. Where we were going on a car, but the ride took longer time as expected, more than expected, because there was some road construction works that was being carried at near the Moglian and Chitwan checkpost. They were paving the road with blacktops and concretes because the recent landslides had eroded the roads in the hilly region of that section. So we had to stay for around 2 to 3 hours for the uh, due to the traffic jam. But normally the jam usually is for only half an hour at most. During that, we hadn't planned that the traffic jam will be around for 3 hours, so we hadn't taken any extra food and carryings like our extra extra water. So we had to stay quite dehydrated for 2 to 3 hours because our food supply was just quite finished before reaching there. And also the temperature was quite hot, so we were fully sweaty and smelling in the car because we couldn't open the doors because there was dust and smoke flowing everywhere due to the construction work. So yes, that was a quite unpleasant journey. But at the end, we reached Kathmandu after 17 hours of travel. So the score in my first IELTS exam is around 6.5. I don't know why I'm always stuck with 6.5. For the section 2, it I will get the max. Okay, let's move ahead on to section 3.
How interested are young people in your country in learning to drive?
Well, I have to say they are quite interested in learning drive. Recently, I am also learning the quad. Recently, I am also taking a quad driving course, and here I saw many young people who are just 18 or 20 are taking driving classes for fun because they want to own a car in future, but they are learning from this age. That drives me crazy because I couldn't even drive a motorcycle when I was 18. I took my motorcycle license when I was around 22. That was 2 years ago. So I feel like the younger generation in my country are absolutely killing while in the context of learning to drive.
What are the differences between driving in the countryside and driving in the city?
I believe while driving in the city, you may face some traffic jams and the busy streets and people walking here and there and unmanaged civilians. But in the countryside, you may uh, face some obstacles like animals trespassing the roads, and maybe it's a landslide that could be reoccurring again and again, and also like stones falling from the large mountains. Other than that, you can enjoy the serene beauty of nature in the countryside. Likewise, in the cities, there are big house and buildings that there is not much to look for while driving. But yeah, in the countryside, you may feel a quite pleasant and a silent environment while driving. And also the air is fresh in the countryside as compared to the air that is in the city areas.
most drivers in your area are good drivers? Do you think most drivers in your area are good drivers?
Well, I have to say so because in my locality there are nearby 3 to 4 driving institutions, and the seats there are always full packed, because all the nearby people are learning driving courses. Other than that, I don't see much cases of accidents in my locality, which again proves that the people here who drive are quite experienced and they own a driving license too. Mm, and also the speed limit is around 30 to 40 miles per hour, and and the car and other bikes and other automobiles that pass from here do not have much speed. And so I think the people in my locality are good drivers.
How popular are electric cars in your country?
In these recent years, the craze for electric vehicles is a increasing trend. But if we talk about the last 3 to 4 years, the trend of electric vehicles in Nepal is also quite increasing, and which is and flowing from the global trend. Most of the electric vehicles in Nepal are imported from China, which is BYD and other electric scooters. Most of these Nepalese own a motorcycle and or a scooter, and which are mostly electric. Because in the past people used to think that electric scooters may caught fire, but as the awareness program and other ad campaigns are running constantly all over the Nepal, people are more aligned and concentrate towards electric vehicles rather than IC engines, and people are more concerned about the environment as it doesn't release as much pollution as compared to the electric vehicles. So people are choosing electric vehicles in my country recently, and I have to say they are quite popular. And also the one thing, the electric vehicles don't make much sound as compared to the IC engine vehicles.
In what ways can we persuade more people to buy electric cars?
We can persuade more peoples to buy electric cars by educating them about the features of electric cars and the modern tech that are being integrated in the electric cars as well. And also we can teach them about the benefits of using car, like you are indirectly promoting the environment protection programs, like EV cars do not expel much of the carbon or other pollutants in the environment like internal combustion engine cars. uh, Along with that, we can persuade other people by telling them that the electric cars are much cheaper as compared to the engine cars, and also we can provide them some incentives for buying the electric cars. Also the companies can increase the resale value of electric cars, so people will be more attracted towards buying electric cars.
Do you think all cars will be electric one day?
Well, although the trend of electric cars is increasing day by day, but I don't fully believe that all the cars in the future will be electric, because uh, in many ways the engine cars cannot be eradicated once in eradicated at once, because even if the electric cars do have better performance and specification as compared to the engine cars, people will still opt for engine cars, because you only get the ride of feeling of riding in electric cars. Because uh, since the childhood we are constantly hearing the sound of sports car and bullet car, sports cars and racing cars, and that sound makes us drive crazy, and we want to buy and some people want to buy cars and other things just to hear those sounds. So it's so talking about the electric cars, these cars do not produce any sound. So I think even for the racing purposes or other sports purposes, people will go for engine cars is uh, compared to the electric cars. So that's it from for today's test, and I got the band 6.5 again in every section. I don't think this is logical. Either I have to get, I should have got 6, and if you want to, I can show you. Maybe I can. And here are my English test results. Like you can see, are not here. I don't think you can see it. So let's in today's blog. Today's speaking mock test. Sorry, I said blog. Bye. See you.